welcome back to another video and welcome to my first video of 2018. I hope you've had an amazing first week to the year. I've got a really good feeling about this year. I think it's going to be a good one. I think some really great things are going to happen. And I recently found myself thinking about New Year's resolutions, as most people do this time of year. And I've realised that I don't really like how negative it is. It's all about focusing on things that you're bad at. And I thought, do you know what, I'd rather think about things to just make me a better person. Not that I've been a bad person or anything last year, but just things that I can improve on. And I just feel like that's the most positive, healthy way to look at it and to approach the new year. So I wanted to do this video all about New Year, New You. And it's not necessarily about creating a new you. You're still going to be the same person, just making a few tweaks to make you healthier and happier as a person. So I've got 8 things to talk about all together, and these are a combination of fitness, food, and mental well-being. So all of this together, this whole package, will hopefully make sure you have a really great 2018. So the first one is find your workouts. There are so many different ways to work out there, and not all of them are going to work for everyone. Everyone likes different things, and it's just a case of finding that thing that really works for you and something you love. So at the end of the day, I feel like exercise, working out in general, should be something that you enjoy. I don't want it to be something that you kind of force yourself out of bed in the morning and you dread it and you put it off, and then you finally get there and you don't quite love it, and you leave and you don't necessarily feel better about yourself. That's not what exercise is all about. It should be something that you look forward to, and you go there and you love it when you're doing it, and you leave and you feel really positive and you think, I am so glad that I did that, and I feel so proud of myself for achieving that. And it really is a case of trying loads of different things. And that could be tricky. Like, obviously not everyone has the time to try out loads and loads of things, but if you just start the year off mixing your workouts up, so trying climbing or running or boxing or HIIT workouts or spinning or even like yoga and Pilates, trying loads of different things out, and hopefully you will find your thing and you will grow to absolutely love that one thing, because it's yours, it's your passion, and it's just your thing. And you don't necessarily have to go and spend an absolute fortune going to all of the different classes. They are obviously great if you have the time and finances to do that, but you can, of course, do all of these things at home. Well, most things. Boxing might be quite hard on your own at home, but you know, you've got all of these amazing videos on YouTube. I do so many of them that are totally free, of course. So you can do yoga and Pilates at home, you can do HIIT workouts at home. It's honestly endless. So just try something new and find your thing. Number 2 is be proactive, and it's definitely easier said than done. But if you really try at this year, I think you will see results in your life and just your achievements in general. So I think one thing that lots of people are guilty of doing, including me, is when you have something that you really want to do, or that you have to do or want to try, you put it off. And there's always a reason for that. It may be that it's just not the right time, and you're like, oh, I'll do that, you know, next week or next month or next year or in 5 years, constantly putting it off because now just is not the best time to do it. Or you're almost waiting for someone to tell you, and you may be doing this subconsciously, but you may be actually just waiting for someone to tell you when to do it and what to do, because you need that support. And maybe it's just that you need a bit of help from someone, but you just keep putting off this thing, whatever it may be, until someone comes along and they're like, right, let's do this now, or when are you going to do this, or look, I can help you. And I think that's great to have support, but I think the main thing that I'm trying to say is just be proactive on your own. Don't rely on other people to do things. If there's something you want to do, just do it now. Or at least put it in the diary for like, right, that is when I'm going to do this. And I'm talking about things like, could be something major, like starting a new business. I mean, that's a really big one. It could be a spring clean in your house. It could be a massive clear out of certain things. It could be organising your files. Something that's just been kind of in the back of your mind, you know you need to do it, you know you want to do it, but it's just not quite the right time, and you maybe are waiting for someone to help you. I think 2018 needs to be the year where we as individuals are proactive and we make things happen on our own. Obviously you can ask for help, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's actually amazing. Like if you've got a support network around you, definitely always ask for help because we can't do everything on our own. But just make those initial decisions to do that thing on your own and then you can source the help. Number 3 is learn to cook. I feel like in recent years, eating out in restaurants has become way more of a bigger thing than it ever used to be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's amazing. It's more accessible, it's cheaper, and it's great. You can be sociable with it. But I feel like too many people are relying on eating out, especially in the city where I live in London. Everyone eats out all the time. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that don't eat out that often, and maybe it's just because I'm in a city and I'm always, you know, surrounded by people that eat out nearly every single night. Whereas for me, I just love cooking food at home, like home cooked food from scratch. Nothing beats it. It's healthier and it's cheaper. You know exactly what's going into your food, and you really can control like the ingredients, so you don't have to worry about what's in there, like unnecessary amounts of salt or sugar and oils and everything. You know it's like totally good for you and it's stuff that you love. So maybe you already can cook, but you found over the last year you have been eating out more than you would normally. So I think let's try and get back into the kitchen at home and cook, and it's great to do it with your partner and family and friends as well. So it doesn't mean you have to stop socializing. Like bring your friends and family to you and cook an amazing meal. And for those of you that can't cook, it's easier than it sounds. Just get yourself a good cookbook and find like handful amount of recipes that you feel comfortable with and just do them on rotation throughout the weeks. And then once you feel comfortable with them, you can then increase it and start just messing around on your own to the point where you don't really need a recipe. You can just make stuff with whatever you have in your kitchen. Yeah, let's try and cook more and eat out less. Number 4 is a really important one, and it's something that has been playing on my mind for a long time now, and it's be open-minded. I think I've come across a lot of people in my life that are incredibly narrow-minded, and it's just infuriating. I think we need to learn to be open to other people's opinions and beliefs, be less judgmental, just don't be narrow-minded. And I really do think narrow-minded people are often so ignorant, and I think that the less you know, sometimes the more you think you know. And it's the same the other way around. I think sometimes the more you know, maybe the less you think you know, if this makes sense. This is basically the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's an incredible study. Just research it, like Google Dunning-Kruger, and it's just how incompetent people think they are more competent than others, if that makes sense. It's so interesting, and it really makes sense because I'm sure we've all come across people like this. And I think it would be so great if this year we all try and be consciously a bit more open-minded and just respect people more and listen more and try not to be argumentative with your own beliefs and your points, and just talk it through. Just if you are in a kind of situation where someone has the total opposite views than you, rather than fight about it, just listen. And it's interesting. It's so interesting hearing about other people's opinions on life. I love it, and it's great, and you will learn so much more doing it that way rather than just being like, no, I'm right, you're wrong. Let's just listen to everyone's opinions, and I think we'll all gain a lot from that. Number 5 is find a fitness challenge for 2018. This can be anything from a full-on marathon or a half marathon to doing like 100 squats a day, or walking to work, or doing a triathlon with friends. I think that's a great one. And it's just fun, and if you can, do it for charity. When I ran the marathon in 2016, it was one of the best experiences of my life. I loved it. The adrenaline was incredible. The training process and just that sense of achievement once I'd done it, just nothing else was ever like it. It's the best experience of my life. And even better by the fact that I did it all for cancer research, and knowing that I had helped this charity and raised money for them was just unbelievable. And you don't have to, I mean, obviously it's great if you raise thousands and thousands, but even if it's like you raise £100, £50, that's amazing. Like literally every little thing helps towards these charities, and I just think how incredible to tick this off of your list. But like I say, it doesn't have to be like a full-on marathon. It could be a little challenge to yourself, walking to work. That is a great thing to achieve for 2018. How great to just say like, yeah, I set myself the challenge to do it and I did it. But I think that's incredible. I'm going to try and do a half marathon this year. Maybe a couple of others. Oh, something like Tough Mudder is so much fun. I've never done Tough Mudder, but it looks incredible. So something like that would just be so great to do with friends. Number 6 is plan your snacks. Now, I think obviously at the beginning of the year, this is when people try and eat a bit healthier. You may be cutting things out. You may be trying to just eat more veggies and fruit and stuff. I feel like when most people slip up with their nutrition is snacking. I think snacking is hard. Like if you're hungry between meals, that's when you're most likely to go for like the crisps or the chocolate and sweets. But if you plan this ahead, you won't slip up because you've got everything there, everything is prepared, and if you're hungry, you've got it and it's great. So this could be making your own snacks at home the night before work, so making energy balls or hummus and kind of taking it to work in a Tupperware box, or falafels or granola bars, just something that you've made, you know it's all good and healthy, and you can pack your bag and off you go to work or your day ahead, and you know you're not gonna slip up. But also, this is why I started up Saucebox. So Saucebox is my snacking company that I have on the side of YouTube and everything, and it's just a subscription box of healthy snacks. It sounds so simple, but the reason I did it was because it's so hard when you're out and about to find healthy snacks. There are so many confusing labels out there that say they're healthy, but actually they're not. And this is something I was really struggling with. I was like, I just want a healthy snack. Like, just give me a healthy granola bar that isn't full of sugar. So that's what Saucebox is. It's just a curated box of a load of snacks. If you've seen like my Instagram stories, I always unbox them on there, and it's literally goes on and on and on because there are so many snacks in there, but it's great. You get it once a month and then you're kind of sorted. So something like that where you know your snacks are healthy, they're in your handbag, you're sorted. Number 7 is don't act in haste. This one sounds a bit like don't do this, which I didn't want this video to be about. I wanted this to be really positive and uplifting, but I couldn't think of another way to put it. But it basically is just that. Don't act in haste. So don't fire yourself up over nothing. Don't fight back unnecessarily, and just take a step back. So if you're in a tricky situation, maybe you're in a bit of a feud with a friend or family member, rather than just acting there and then and saying things that you're going to regret, take a step back, have a breather, and just think about it. And actually, one thing that my grandma always told me, which has always stuck with me, is to, if you disagree with someone, leave it 24 hours if you can, just to think about it. Go to bed, think about it, sleep on it, and then the next day, reapproach it, and guaranteed it will be a better outcome, because you're not going to be all fired up anymore. You've thought about it, you know exactly what you want to say, and you're definitely not going to regret things. Well, hopefully not going to regret things that you say. And this is something that I want to do this year. Not that I've got myself into many tricky situations, but I just think naturally you get a bit agitated sometimes, and maybe you approach things in the wrong way. And I just think we should be a bit more calm about this. Take a breather, think about it, be more considerate, approach it in a different way. I guess it's all about being more mindful, so just being thoughtful and considerate and observant of situations and going about them in the best possible way. And the last one, number 8, is relax more. And I'm thinking of this more from a physical point of view. So you guys know that I love working out, and especially I love my fast-paced workouts. So I love HIIT, I love spin, cardio, things like that, those kind of classes, I love it. However, I think there's nothing wrong with kind of taking a step back from that and allowing your body to relax and do more workouts that will relax your body, like yoga and Pilates or stretching, just to reset your mind and your body, because your workouts don't always have to be intense and fast-paced. you'll probably find more results from actually allowing your body to relax and stretching and going on a walk and just taking a bit of a break than constantly just going for it. So that's what I'm going to do this year. As much as I love my intense workouts, I am going to include a few more just lower impact workouts, or just meditation and yoga and that kind of thing, and just going on a nice long walk rather than a run. And I think that's just really good for you mentally, to reset and just relax. And I think that will do everyone the world of good, to just have a breath and relax and let your shoulders relax and just think, oh, this is going to be good for me as well. I don't have to do the super intense workouts. I can just relax and chill and calm down, and then I can do my workout tomorrow. And I think mentally and physically, this will be great. So they're my 8 points for a healthier, happier you for this new year. I hope you found it interesting and you've taken 1 or 2 on board, or all of them, even better. But I think it's all about finding the balance. Try not to be too harsh on yourself with your New Year's resolutions, and hopefully just taking it step by step, you'll be happier and find that this year is going to be one of the best. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video, and I shall see you very soon. Good luck with 2018. Bye.